Dear Madam, we take pleasure to inform you that your son has been elected to the Chipmunk Tribe Camp Nabawawanaki. Your chipmunk will appear at the downtown bus terminal in Chicago at 7 a.m. June 10th to assemble. I give you my personal assurance that we return a more manly boy to you. Sincerely, Colonel D.J. Bullard, retired U.S. Army, Camp Director. Though many can remember eagerly anticipating the rigors of summer camp, some just as eagerly anticipated returning home. One bus ride is all it takes from this young narrator, from Gene Shepard's A Fistful of Fig Newtons. We pulled up at the bus terminal at precisely 6:50. Already a million mob of kids forms into the main lobby under a canvas banner that read Camp Nabawawanaki. A short, round-faced man wearing a khaki uniform stood in a folding chair amid the mob. I'm Captain Crabtree. Now all you campers, listen carefully. The excitement was electric. I spotted Schwartz in the crowd. Hey Schwartz, I hollered. I said, listen! The captain stared through his glasses at me. I had made my first false move already. Say all your goodbyes and make it snappy. We move out at 0700. All chipmunks, raise your hands. As this is your first year, you will wear your chipmunk cap at all times, so you can be readily identified as a chipmunk. Lieutenant Kneecap, who doubled as a bus driver, stumbled onto a platform carrying a huge cardboard box. I pressed forward as not miss my cap, and I quickly jammed it onto my head. It came down over my ears, and I could barely see out from under the brim. They're all the same size, Lieutenant Kneecap said over and over again as he passed them out. But then I noticed Schwartz's beanies on top of his head like a little green tennis ball. Now all you chipmunks, Captain Crabtree shouted, line up on the platform. You will sit in a group at the rear of the bus. A chipmunk does not speak unless spoken to. The non-chipmunks were a head taller and 8 foot wider than any of us. They had the kind of faces kids who smoke have. They wore identical blue jackets, and Captain Crabtree called them beavers. All right, chipmunks, onto the bus, single file there, move out! We searched at the rear. I squatted down in the back between Flick and Schwartz. Kissel sat a few rows up next to a big, fat chipmunk who was sobbing quietly because he looked very scared. Up front, Lieutenant Kneecap started the engine with a roar. As it bowed out, the fat chipmunk next to Kissel wailed and began sobbing uncontrollably. I don't want to go. Why? Lieutenant Kneecap peered wearily around from the driver's seat with the expression of one who had this scene many times before. I ain't gonna go. The fat chipmunk had hurled himself onto the floor of the bus and was crawling towards the door as fast as he could. Captain Crabtree grabbed him by the scruff of his neck and said in a cold, level voice, Chipmunks do not crawl. We will have no crime. Instantly, the fat chipmunk stopped bawling. Now put that hat back on, chipmunk. I say now! Pale and shaken, the fat chipmunk slipped down next to Kissel. The lieutenant threw the bus into gear and we slowly pulled out of the terminal. Captain Crabtree stood swaying in the aisle. At 3 hours, we will arrive at camp. If you have to go to the toilet, you'll have to wait until then. I had already felt faint stirrings, and now that he mentioned it, they flared up pretty badly. We will now sing the Camp Nabawawanaki loyalty song. It's sung to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. You all know it. La da da da, dee dee dum. Captain Crabtree sang tonelessly. Now all chipmunks, I want to hear some put some life in it. All together, sing it out. Nabawawanaki, E-I-E-I-O. With a weenie roast here and a snipe hunt there, E-I-E-I-O. With a leathercraft here and a volleyball there, E-I-E-I-O. There were 37 verses, which made references to pillow fights, totem poles, Indian trails, and the like, with the concluding blast. Colonel Bullard is our chief. We love him, yes we do. Nabawawanaki, E-I-E-I-O. Again, the bus exploded in a roar of cheers and stompings. Boy, look at those great jackets all the big kids have, Schwartz said enviously. And what's that yellow thing on the front? Kissel, who overheard us, squinted closely at the beaver sitting in front of him. I don't know, he stage whispered. Kinda looks like a picture of a rat holding an ice cream cone. But just then, the fat beaver turned savagely, bearing yellow teeth, his bull-like neck bulging red with rage. That's the sacred golden tomahawk of Chief Chunga Kong, you stupid little freak! Just then, the fat chipmunk, without warning, again hurled himself onto the floor of the bus. As the skinny chipmunk yelled out, "Hey, guys, he's doing it again!" Captain Crabtree rose ominously. "Get up!" he barked. The fat chipmunk lay sprawled in the aisle, kicking his feet like a grounded frog, his arms held rigidly to his sides. The entire busload of kids, all of whom from time to time had themselves practiced tantrum throwing, recognized a tour de force performance. "I said, get up!" The fat chipmunk quivered again, this time producing a venomous hissing sound. An interesting detail. "What is that?" The captain's voice was menacing. The hissing continued, accompanied by a curious sideways writhing of the body that produced a rhythmic thumping as his plump buttocks shoved on the floor. "Okay!" Captain Crabtree barked. Reaching down with a quick sweeping motion, he hauled the fat chipmunk to his feet, and instantly, Fancel's legs turned to rubber and counterattack. The fat chipmunk seemed to swell up like a toad, his face turning beet red just as the captain was about to lower him to his seat. He let out his ultimate crusher, a master stroke of the tantrum thrower's art. Bleh! For a moment, none of us could comprehend what just happened. It was done so quickly, so cleanly, so deliberately. The captain staggered back as a pungent odor filled the rear of the bus. The fat chipmunk seemed to have shrunk 2 sizes as he exuded satisfaction at a job well done. "Stop the bus!" the captain hollered brokenly. "Now!" The captain rushed up the aisle and out the front door. Immediately, the crowd broke into an uproar. The fat chipmunk had won instant respect. Schwartz, his voice rising in excitement, asked, "Hey kid, how'd you do that?" "Thank you."